Hi, my name is Sarah Rezala. I'm 17 years old and I go to Canterbury High School. This is a poem called Phonetics. Sip on the flick of a fricative, a slap as it slides between your teeth and your lips. Choke on the punch of a pallet of petty plosives, beat down devils demanding a rebuttal, and your syntax is a shuttle bus full of old couples talking dirty in French, their vocal cords pulling out all the glottal stops. But they can't their cant when you crow at their conversation and you're caught red herring-handed, but you've almost landed. Watch your step. Don't trip on the pronunciation of uvular and alveolar trills to make them vulvar and areolar thrills. Because really, when you think about it, language is luxurious. We've got alphabets to describe alphabets, giving us words like sibilant, consonant. And for anyone consummate, cognizant of the connotations, you know that this coronal contact creates the sounds at the beginning of sip, zip, ship, chip, and jeep. But it's also in vision, and I want you to take a look for a minute at the soundscape of a place built for people who have something to say. And for some, this imitation, this appropriation and admiration of the intonation of creation will turn tree into key, and one into ichi, or hitots, but who's counting? The point is that their moon speak is our moon speak, and our moon speak is their moon speak, and on the moon there is no speak, and it doesn't matter if you speak Greek, English, French, Spanish, Polish, Portuguese, German, Icelandic, Bengali, or Farsi. We've all got the same Proto-Indo-European granddaddy, and we're just going through our cousins' pockets looking for loose letters and loan words, and if you don't know how to spell a word, try it phonetically. The second one is called Mason Jar Girl. I met a girl who kept all her words in 3 large mason jars. She would carry them around in the bottom of her backpack wherever she went to remind her that her words could be like strawberry jam or fireflies, spread on warm toast or used as allies against night skies, but if she was not careful, her lexicon would be pressing on the edge of her lips and all she would have in her jars would be wasps, or she would throw around the weight of her words too heavily and her jars would shatter. And I guess that's what mattered to her, so she let onomatopoeia chatter reminders in the spaces typically reserved for loose paper scraps and thumbtacks. Salutations, she would say, because that was the first greeting to hit her fingers, and she loved the way the T's kissed her tongue on the way out, like a kiss on both cheeks from someone who is late for work, or the starting of a propeller plane. She would stand at the edges of conversations with greedy fingers ready to snatch words right out of their sentences before squirreling them away beneath metal bands and stamped steel. I only ever saw her eat breakfast once, but it was poetry. She would take her words from her jars and arrange them in her sentences for the day before swallowing them like pills or cereal without milk. I had never seen anyone eat their words before. She always kept an extra few in her back pocket, and I asked her why, and she said, for emergencies or unexpected meetings. She would wax poetic about the need for precision of language, and I could see her selecting very carefully the words to make up her arguments. And it was with this that I learned to place the feeling of unease I had when I heard her meticulous speech. It is hard to make a declaration of love when you know that the response is canned, and it's hard to make her understand the way a voice can age when it says it wants to die, and there are no words in all the mason jars in all the world that can patch up a pain like that. No words that can teach her voice to echo. She keeps her words in her jars in the freezer so they do not change their meaning. Thank you.